welcome to my video. This is a topic that's been on my mind for a while. I'd like to preface that in no way am I intending on hating on BTS. These are simply my thoughts that have been circling around in my head lately. I just want to share my thoughts and opinions and see if anyone watching this feels similar. As I've said before in my previous videos, BTS were my first K-pop group. They were my first experience within this vast fandom known as K-pop. They sucked me into this deep black hole that I'm still in today. I know that's a weird analogy, but just roll with it. Anyway, since 2017, BTS have been my ultimate group. I can't see it as any other way. I feel obligated to have them as my number one since they were my first group. Other than BTS, I can't quite rank my favorite groups. Recently, I feel like I have drifted away from them. I've mentioned this topic briefly in my earlier videos, but I wanted to make a whole video about it. I can't pinpoint when it exactly happened. I guess it became more apparent recently. If I think about it, I've become less excited for comebacks. I remember the thrill I felt when I'd hear about a comeback date. I was so ecstatic that I could never sleep the night before. The last time I recall this level of excitement was possibly Idol, I can't really say. Granted, I've kind of felt this way with some K-pop groups, although not all. It's most likely that I've gotten used to the sound of comebacks. Speaking of other groups, I 100% believe the culprit of this issue is my interest in other groups. Looking at it now, I don't know how fans survive with only standing one group. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just my thought. It'd be hard to have to wait for comebacks and material. Backtracking on my words, BTS as well as other groups do keep fans well fed. But from my perspective as a multi, I have so much content that I don't even have to worry about running out. As I've gotten dragged into all of these groups, I've spent less time on BTS. I went through a period of time where BTS were my main focus. I kept up with Run BTS, I watched countless compilation videos, I played only their songs on repeat among other things that I failed to do now. I tend to not enjoy the songs that I've played countless times of theirs in the past. I in no way regret learning about these groups. My focus has shifted to be divided in many ways. I sometimes wonder if my ultimate group should be BTS anymore, but at the same time I wouldn't know who would replace that spot. For the most part, I like all of my groups equally and for a vast amount of different ways. Some examples would be Stray Kids, NCT, and Treasure. A huge part of me getting closer to Stray Kids and NCT is their English line. Bangchan is famous for being a comforting idol. Paired with Felix, havoc is wreaked. Johnny and Mark are probably my favorite duo in the entirety of K-pop. Being a native English speaker, it's easier for me to connect to them. This holds true to Kevin, Jacob, and Eric from The Boys. As far as Treasure goes, I just clicked with them automatically. I can't put my finger on it. Their reality show Treasure Map really did a good job showcasing their individual personalities. There are other groups that their music has become a favorite rather than really connecting to them as people. Those include ET's, Victon, ONEUS, SF9, Pentagon, and The Boys. Although I don't stand any girl groups, some artists' music that I fancy in particular are Dreamcatcher and Everglow. There are so many talented artists and catchy songs out there. These artists just have my favorite styles. The thing about their music lately that hasn't been my taste is the line distribution. I know, life's not fair and not everyone will have equal parts. Since I'm a J-Hope stan, I've grown to like the rap verses in their older songs. But now, as you can tell, they get a fraction of what they used to have. Before you get mad, I'm not mad at the members, it's just not quite up my alley. The rap line does participate in the production and everything, so it's not like they don't have a say in anything. A popular BTS opinion would be about how people prefer their older discography. I agree, but that doesn't mean that the music's better, it simply means I prefer the earlier style. I miss Danger, Boy in Love, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and I Need You to name a few. Although I do miss the rap line's abundant presence in their older songs, I can still say that I enjoy their music. A prime example would be the Map of the Soul 7, particularly We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal, and Louder Than Bombs. One of my favorite music videos of theirs is On. It was frustrating that it didn't get as much attention. Every time I watched the We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal music video, I've cried. Even if I did join BTS in 2017, it felt like I was there with them their whole career. Another popular opinion would be BTS's nominations at award shows. I don't know exactly what people are saying, but it does make me a little sad that other groups don't get a chance. To be honest, the only categories they won't win is any female awards, solo, rookie, OST, and specific genre categories. I fully know that BTS deserve everything that they've been presented with, and I know life isn't fair. But it's hard seeing these other artists who also work hard not stand a chance against them. I'm not saying BTS don't deserve it, I'm just saying that it's hard for other groups to compete against them. BTS are on a worldwide scale. They need a Grammy next. Dynamite is an iconic song and it's so catchy. It sets a bright mood. I like this song, but I'd be lying if I didn't prefer other songs over it. For the performance category at the Mamas, I'd choose Kick It. It was a toss between Inception and Kick It for me, but I thought that Kick It was more iconic. The fact Stray Kids wasn't nominated for anything still angers me, but let's not get into that again. My point is that these awards are so predictable. I'm not even interested in the awards at this point, just the performances. For the millionth time, I'm not mad at BTS. It's just an opinion that's been floating around in my mind. It's not bad that BTS are winning so many awards, it's just unfortunate for other groups. It's hard to say this, but let's state some facts. I, as of right now, find other groups more intriguing. I'm younger, so it's a given that I'll be interested in what's coming out. It's not just my age group, but everyone. I'm being exposed to all of these new groups debuting that it's hard to keep up with any individual group in general. I tend to just go with the flow. I guess I've just lost some interest in BTS since they have gotten older and I'm younger. It's easier for me to relate and fawn over guys who are closer to my age. I find it surreal seeing wonderful young teenagers pursue their dream, just like how the other groups did before them. Something that doesn't affect my feelings towards BTS is the price of their new album. I love BTS and have prided myself in obtaining every album since Her. However, this comeback was an exception. As much as I adore them, $50 is a lot for an album. I can look up the pictures online and support them by listening to their music through YouTube and Spotify. I don't think it's worth spending $50 on something that most likely ends up on my shelf only to be looked at once in a while. To be honest, this problem could be fixed easily. I could simply watch more videos of them. I was going through my liked TikToks and smiled so much. I was thinking about how I still love them. They hold a special place in my heart no matter what happens. I'd be way more connected to them if I actually caught up with what the heck is going on. I can make up excuse after excuse and still not come up with a legit answer. Putting it plainly, I'm a procrastinator. I go through phases where I just like to watch K-pop videos, to K-dramas, to webtoons, to reading online. I can't manage my time when it comes to my relaxing activities. I was going to watch videos of BA173 to learn who they are, but after one short video I was easily set off track by a treasure video. I'd like to mention something that's not quite related to this topic. This happens with K-pop stans in general, but since BTS is the biggest, I'll be using them as an example. Sometimes people state their opinions on BTS, which is okay. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, except for when they are rude for no apparent reason. If someone is simply stating an opinion kindly, then there's no need to tell them off. I feel like this is how we get a bad reputation and scare people away. We think that we are protecting our artists, but in the end, we're doing more harm. Sometimes it's better to leave that alone, especially toxic comments, unless they're spreading false information. They just want attention and armies get overprotective and make things even worse. You can politely correct them, but if they push back rudely, just ignore them. It's not worth getting your words twisted and you feeling upset. Another thing that's not completely on topic would be BTS at Korean award shows. I've come to realize that they're one of the senior groups there. I find it cool how just a few years ago they were one of the younger ones. Now they're one of the older groups, role models to many young artists. A very positive note to end this video on is their Grammy nomination. I previously mentioned their Grammy and they better win it. I hope they do, and if not, that'll be frustrating, but at least I got nominated. I'm so proud of them. What Yoongi wants, Yoongi gets. They deserve it so much. P.S. While I was editing this video, I was looking for fancams of the 7 members. I never took the time to really watch fancams, let alone individual fancams. I knew BTS were great performers, however, I never knew to this extent. Each and every one of them had outstanding facial expressions and nailed the moves perfectly. They really are seasoned performers. In no way am I saying that I dislike BTS or have unstand them. My point that I wanted to convey was that I don't feel quite the same way about them anymore. With the industry constantly changing, it's hard to maintain the same bond that I had when my only focus was BTS. But then I look at clips of them and change my mind. I'm very indecisive. Then again, I don't have to have a definite favorite. I don't find it bad at all, it's just slightly saddening seeing that I've changed. People and things change and that's alright. Life goes on. Like an arrow in the blue sky.